Grandassa, what have I been up to? Spent the summer in a condemned holiday camp near Trenton Power Station. A pair of wire cutters and enough John West tuna to feed Godzilla. Lost 2 stone and saved enough money to get my roots done. Geoffrey, my eldest, is doing well. He's working on an installation. I'll cut to the chase. You tend to at my age. He's filled 200 condoms with liquid soap. You know the look he's going for. Strewn them on the floor of an industrial space. One wall completely covered in floor-to-ceiling mirrors. It's called Untitled too. I just think he can't be bothered to come up with a name. Yeah, he's doing really well for himself. Oh, do you know, I'm absolutely shattered. I've been working out where the nearest Tesco store is. Oh no, not a Tesco Metro. I'm not paying inflated prices for tofu and a mung bean wrap just because it's spitting distance to HMV. It's our Geoffrey, in a last-ditch attempt to get me hardwired up to the mainframe mainland internet shopping. He's credited me £250 in line on the Tesco shopping site. Well, me being me, I like to know who's squeezing my Brussels sprouts. I've been in the Tesco's next door to the precinct and AdWords. When I double-click on ripe, I want my bananas still pleased to see me. I don't want a 12-year-old Saturday girl squeezing my fruit. What does she know? You're right. They do grow up quick these days. Too quick. No, I want a married woman handling my melons. It's probably that sort of service that's made the internet so popular. It's marvellous what you can have with microchips these days. I've said to Geoffrey though, I'm not getting one of these spider web cameras. Think of the cosmetic costs. I'm happy with the knocked-through terraced house that calls itself a salon, but really it's still hairdressers. My budget won't run to thrice-weekly washing set, and I'd probably have to decorate throughout. If I want to go on Big Brother, I shall start learning some racist phrases and apply. I'm not having all and sundry getting a quick flash eyeful of my eggshell aniglypta. I've got to be very careful, because there are some sick buggers out there. Quick as lightning, easy as you like. I could click on the wrong button, end up tied and gagged in a damp cellar somewhere near Hardwick, receiving swollen goods night and day. He's meant to be sorting me out with a laptop. I mean, if I don't like this internet malarkey, I can use it as a little tray, eat me dinner off. Geoffrey says they're all fully wipeable. You know, if you get gravy on them or sauces and that. He's meant to be getting me one, but he's not been well. He's got a very nasty virus. I've posted him some raspberry vinegar and olive oil and told his housemate to rub a bit of goose fat on Geoffrey's chest. Lovely lad. Very obliging like that. Geoffrey laughed. He said, "Mother, no. A computer virus." Well, it put me off having one for a while. I said, I don't want one in the house if it's going to bring in viruses. I said, with my asthmatic chest, it's like a coral reef sponge. I never visit the day centre in the middle of the winter, what with all that coughing and spluttering going on. Caught God knows what last time, but I was dreaming in black and white for 6 months and had a very sore bulging syncopations. He's put me right, apparently. It's a lot more like information terrorism. Al-Qaeda and Sadman getting everywhere. What you have to be doing is downloading your anti-terrorism viruses. You're buying from these terrorists. I mean from the companies. There's always a price tag to freedom. I think Geoffrey knows what he's on about. But just to put my mind at rest, I've made an appointment at the doctor's to get some antibiotics before I go in line. My energy levels are very low. I'm switching to oats. They're a slow release. I think I've got to the base coat of the problem. Recently had the mistress' bedroom decorated. Sales pattering me in the store. Said I needed a confident accent colour in my recess. He was trying to blind me with the private language of DIY jargon. I said, "Whoa, you trigger a minute, sonny." Only a slip of a lad. Very, very big feet, but strangely small hands, not in proportion. You'd have to try before you buy with that one. I said, "Other than the clement months, I'm marginally housebound." I said, "I've seen more makeover programmes than you've had up dinners, and I mean dinners with proper homemade gravy, not something you bob in a microwave. With a proper dinner, there's plenty of peeling involved." Oh, well, it went straight over his head. I ended up with a morbid, dull ache lilac. And anybody who says lilac should be shot. That's for my important recess. And then a spread thin Shipham salmon paste rose throughout. Well, you know me. I'm on nettled tea night and day. Very good for me stools. And very good for me violent mood swings. It relaxes me. That and the blood pressure pills. All this combined with the made-to-measure colours and the ambient uplighter. I've not been able to get out of bed till 3:30 in the afternoon. I'm going to have to get it walloped over with a violent violet before I start getting bed sores. It's a shame, but you've got to keep moving at my age or you'll start to seize up and lose your marbles. When I started drinking shampoo, I thought, hey up, there's more to this than 2 coats of Crown going on here. Although I did keep the windows shut when I was having it done. I thought, I'm doing a Rita Fairclough here. Oh, she'll never be Rita Sullivan in my eyes. I thought, hey up, the gas fire's leaking. It's happened a few years ago. I had a lot of trippy dreams, bought clothes that didn't fit me, and formed an attachment with a widower that worked in the local aquatic and pet centre. If it wasn't for British Gas, I'd be living in a 2-bedroomed bungalow in Arlington now. Beautiful gardens. But they sorted out my leak in a few days of fresh air and I came to my senses. Turned out he was fiddling with the koi carp. The RSPCAA revoked his rodding licence. Oh, he's gone underground now. Beautiful bungalow. If he'd have said something, maybe we could have worked it out. I've had it checked out and the only noxious gases escaping in my warden-controlled bungalow are from me. There's been times my American tan tights have just practically melted off. Talk about napalm. Oh. They put a thermostat by the pantry door so I can do me bit, save the planet. I don't think he was pointing the finger. But he said that if I switched the radiator down by just 3 degrees, I could cut my carbon emissions by 20%. I said, hey, I had 2 backstreet abortions during the war. My carbon emissions are well and truly offset. How many times have you been to Malaga for 99 pence? I chucked his toolbox out of the window, still excreting yellow and telling me I can't have me eating on. 3 degrees. Probably never heard of him. It's a shame the polar bears are going to die. My advice is buy a B&B on Blackpool Front, because it sounds like we're in for a nice bit of weather. 30 years too late for me. But mark my words, it'll be a little gold mine. We'll all be growing our own bananas in a few years' time. There'll be no need to fly them in from Africa then. So that'll save a lot on carbon emissions. And no need to go abroad for your holidays. So that'll save even more on carbon emissions. We might not be here to see it, but it'll balance itself out. It's icy bars to factor 50 within the afternoon. I don't know where I am with me loose knits. Middle of January, I was shopping in town in only flip-flops and a leotard. Somebody looked at me in the post office queue and said, "It's never right in a million years." I said, I know. Amongst other species, the black-footed ferret is not faring well. And I've not had my electric blanket on for 3 weeks. She gave me a bemused look. But what can you say? I told Elsie about this £250 on the Tesco website. She's come up trumps. Local library. She says all shades and sizes are interfacing. Really handy thing is, their library is next door to Tesco's, so I can go in and pick it all up. I've still got my finger on that pulse. It may be very faint, but there's no denying it. I'm cutting edge. I got round Elsie's. Oh, she's mail ordered one of these microderm abrasion machines. I studied the box. Turns out to be an industrial sander from B&Q. Come with 4 sheets of coarse sandpaper and a packet of wire wool. Oh, she was in tears when I got there. She turned around. Oh, it proper winded me. It did. Her face was practically down to bare muscle. I thought, whatever can I do with her now? I was in 2 minds whether to get onto the NHS helpline. I got the digits wrong. I don't like Elsie's phone. Hands free. I'm not a Charlie's Angel. I got put through to a Gunther von Hagen in New York, and we got chatting. He works with dead people. I said, who else is right up your street? Any road got her into his body world anatomical exhibition. I've cling filmed her face to lock in the freshness. It's in the lap of the gods now. Gunther says she may need a degree of plasticanization. I said, if you can put a smile on her face and keep it there, you're a bigger man than me. She didn't want to go to the USA after what happened in the big megadrome in New Orleans after Katrina. She says they only have to switch the water off over there for half a day, and it's trigger-happy mob mentality. I mean, she's not wrong. She lived through the Blitz. That's no reason to drop your P's and Q's. Just because your family and friends and street have been blown up before your very eyes. The last thing I'd be doing if my house was underwater would be looting the Trafford Centre for a surround round TV. Well, I'd better go. I've got to pack. I'm doing a 3-day penis envy course on the Isle of Wight. It'll be full of dykes with chips on the shoulders. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've never been envious of anybody's penis. But all the meals are a la carte. And the hotel looks lovely. And there's a slideshow. Hey, don't box me in, because one day someone else will.